Hello, it's me, it's Wolfren, and today I bring to you this commentated gameplay. Some of you have been talking to me and asking for that kind of content, so I wanted to give it a try. And so this is me playing Zorga versus my friend Terraxus. He's on Bastion, and we were trying the new list for the 50 cards. In the end, we didn't like it too much. The version we went for Bastion, but I want to discuss this on my next video. Okay, so he's going first. But well, there's much more to do, and let's see how the game proceeds. We have a dragon. We are already ahead. Bastion is not really good at handling the early game rush. And let's see what we do next. The first stages of the game, it's very important for us to not overcommit the cards. I'm not a fan of using Habitat too soon in the game if I cannot call the dragons, because then the cards float on the board and it's not easy to keep calling them. Here we can see I have a cow, but I cannot really call it because I want to get the market out of it. So we go for the PG here. We don't want to waste our chances. Maybe I have another cow in hand. I don't know. Let's see this later. But yeah, basically, let's try not to flood our boards too much on the early game, so we don't have to misstep on cards, etc. Here you see I'm putting the PG opposite to the dragon. This way I can step over the dragon next turn and call the RPD for a 20k swing next turn. This turn he has to do this 15k to defend himself. He doesn't want to commit the risk into that going into 2 or 3 damages if I get the crit. So yeah, it's better to prepare the boards on the long run and make sure we have a consistent pressure. And the 20k swing makes more sense next turn than it would do on this first turn, because he has to guard the Vanguard anyway. So yeah, he gets the dragon as always with 15k. We don't want to get risky on the crits. 1 damage here, it's just fine. So let's see if I take it. I probably do take it. Like, I don't want to go too high against Bastion early. Okay, I get rewarded for being greedy. That's good. That's good for us. And it's very sad for Bastion. Okay. Ideally, you want to stay like at 1 or 0 damage before their turn 3. Then get at max at 3 damage turn before their Persona right turn. And usually you just kill them after. Okay, so here we step on the RPD and make the 20k column, and we have lost no cards, or boards stay optimal. Let's see. Yeah, here Habitat it's not ideal because we have that issue, right? Well, no, here it's fine because if we call the cow or the Philander, we'll still... okay, I have the cow in hand, yeah. So here I can call any booster and then call the cow from hand next turn after bouncing the PG. So basically, this is very good. Okay, we get the Habitat in order to play in the future. It's very nice having the 2 or 3 Habitats in the deck because this can happen. And it's really, really nice. Okay, so now let's try to rush. Let's play in a sequence where we can make sure he has to take the most damage and or waste more cards as possible. No crit, but we have kill. Very nice. Because we have kill and cow now, and he's going first. This is going to be very, very, very strong. And he's already at 3. I think like he needs to heal here, or he's very screwed. Okay, let's see what happens. He draws the 2 cards. He has Forbidal. Next turn, we kinda want to try and bounce that PG back. But it depends, right? Because maybe we have to get the Zorga. Okay, so Forbidal. Is this an Alden? Alden Bastion. Well, we haven't seen... oh, I think I remember this moment. Yeah, because he doesn't have another grade 3 to call. Yeah, because he has the Bastion, he has the Forbidal, he has the other order, and we saw that, but maybe he doesn't have another grade 3 to call. Maybe in that case, you just do not do the Skylithen then. You keep the Skylithen in hand. because you are drawing more and you are setting up your board better. Yeah, probably if he cannot call the Skylithen, yeah, he cannot call all them because he doesn't have another grade 3, so he probably should have kept the dragon in hand. Also, you will see that I'm doing this prop with the images because there was a bit of glare, and this was the second time I tried to record the games. The first time I screwed, didn't have enough memory, the games went to waste. So this was the second time already, and I had the glare issue, so I just did that. I hope it's fine. Okay, so Grandeur Age and Bastion Prime goes to hand. I think he should be dying next turn. Like, he's not drawing, and he's at 3, and I have kill in drop zone. And he doesn't have cards, unless he has the 2 PGs in hand already, which is hard because he has not been on Alden yet. So, let's see what happens. Here we just want to make sure we avoid taking the crits. Now we can just guard that and we prevent the crits from happening. He resistance, swings. No crit, so we can take it and then we defend from the crit again. He should have went for the crit attack first here, so we would have been forced to guard it. And it would have been one more card from hand. So that's a tiny misplay on Bastion's part. Here, that's a misplay. You will see now, it's not a big misplay, it's just a tiny thing, but the Shadow Cloak should have been what stepped on the dragon, not the cow. Because this way I cannot... I think I won't be able to have the RPD where I want it. It will be annoying. Yeah. Yeah. Here I'm saying this was a misplay, yeah, it's fine. Okay, we draw first because we want to see what we drew, so we can make a better decision. Sometimes you just have to personal write first, or because you don't have the order to play or something. Sometimes you can choose, and sometimes it's better to do the order Archmagic first. But here, probably drawing was fine, so I think I want to know if I have to bounce the PG or not. Okay, let's see. Yeah. Now I could have the cow in hand, just keep it. Yes. Fuck. It's okay. We cannot be always... this shadow would still be on... The shadow would be behind Vanguard, so basically this was a -1 for me, but it's fine. And then, after the Archmagic, you just call the cow and put the marker on the right place. Yep. That was a fuck up. But it's okay, we can only learn, right? If we do misplay, it's fine, as long as we learn from it. It's normal to have mistakes sometimes. Everybody does mistakes. Good players does mistakes. Humans make mistakes. And I think we should normalize that more. Okay, first PG, I think he needs another one. Let's see. We go for kill. Okay. Yes, I think we win. Well, not well. The double trigger definitely helps. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, game 2. Well, this was very sucky. It's not that it was sucky, right? It was just well, sometimes how the game goes, and Bastion doesn't have that many soul. Yeah, in this league we were trying Spire Cute Angel because the idea was to make the deck a bit more strong, the early stages of the game, but what we realized is that it's interceding on how you play your orders and your mid game, and we went on maximizing on other cards. The Spiral Cutie, it was a bit disappointing. Okay, what are we looking for? Maybe second dragon, kill. We have the cow in hand, that's good. Let's not misplace it again. Aye. Yeah, I wish I could find a way to let you see the cards so you could on the recordings, so you could like make the choice from home as well to see what it's the best, right? It's like an exercise. You try to guess the card. Okay, the freeze. I would like to know what I was thinking about. Okay. We use habitat. Here, you see, we use habitat, we want second, and that's fine because we can rush, but this equals losing a card, right? Because this Philander, it's not the cow, I have to call the cow at some point to play, so I'm basically wasting one card in order to take one card from them, which is okay, but now, like, let's say they hit a defensive, the Rancor chain doesn't hit, right? It's not like taking a card from them, right? And we need luck here with this procedure, right? I don't like doing this that much. Maybe a better course of playing would have been not calling the Philander from hand and just go ahead and use the Habitat to get the Dragon and the whatever card from top. But yeah. Like, if you go second versus youth, it's nice to do this because it's a very sucky pairing where you really need your aggro going second to work. But I'm not completely sure that's what we need to do versus Bastion. It will be good though because we will see a misplay on the Bastion side now. I think it's that game. Because sometimes opponents over swing into rear guards, right? They don't really understand the value of how the cards are treated, right? Or they want to damage deny us when they cannot really afford it. So sometimes if you can call baits on your board, that's nice. That's also what I thought at that moment, that maybe he would make a mistake if I created a more expensive board, so he had more targets to swing here. Like, I went too fast because I assumed the attacking to Vanguard, which is the right play to do. But you see, sometimes that also happens. If they know what they are doing really well, they won't swing into the rear guard, but sometimes you can bait them, and this is also working here. It was just so worth it to do the Habitat because the card was never lost, and now I can just call the cow. Like, if you can play with that, that's very good, but you have to be wary of your opponents. Like, you need to gouge, right? You need to imagine what your opponent is going to do. Sometimes you know the opponent is going to do that kind of thing, so you have to exploit it, especially in locals. But if you're on a bigger tournament, I think playing safe is the best you can do. So don't overcommit cards on this stage of the game unless you are on a pairing you know you need to suck going second. Because losing the cards, it's usually not worth, especially if you go first. Going first, you have less cards, so... okay, we have the marker. I'm putting the marker in front of the cow, but I think maybe the marker is better in front of Philander. Like, it depends. If you do the marker on the cow, you can force more PGs sooner. And there is sometimes, like 25% of the time, where the marker ends up paying off in front of the cow. But there is the other play, the baity play I like to do, where you swing with the 43k, they have to save the PG, but then you don't boost with Philander the RPD next, and they waste the PG into a 40k. And you cannot do that if you put the marker in front of the cow. But yeah, if you can have both markers, you are very lethal, so you can also do that. Okay. And then this game will actually be played, but here you see there is no soul, so it steps a bit on your game plan, which is to play the order, and I really think Bastion needs to see the order in order to high roll enough and draw the cards, have the PGs, have the pieces. So yeah, I don't think QT is the way after trying it. Again, we want to defend against the crits. We are safe to take this one. We want to... Also, and if Bastion is not boosted, it's very weak, so it's not a problem. Of course, they can like double trigger and be lucky. But if you can prevent the crits, then you are very, very, very good. Okay, now he swing with the crit first. That makes more sense. We probably guard it. Let me see. Of course we do, and we take the single damage. We go to 3. We go to healing range. I remember this play. Here, because I have a low amount of cards, I'm considering not using kill next turn and guard, because I'm afraid not being able to guard the next turn push if I go to 3, because usually you want to be at 3 and just with the PGs you can defend yourself, but here I did not have the PG and I could not farm because I think I don't have the shadow either, so I decided to guard in order to be more healthy and be able to... Here we're trying to find the shadow, right? We want the shadow? We want the shadow, yes. Because we need the shadow to play. Because I think we don't have the Zorga in hand. We have to unbrick ourselves. Here we can justify the -1 of this Philander because we need to get the cards so we can play. Yeah, so here basically we are forfeiting our kill because we want to stay a bit lower in order to survive. Okay, we get 1 card, which is OT the last one. Okay, yes, here the -1 was definitely worth it. We don't have orders to play, so we kind of want to keep the cow. But maybe here, going for full potency, I think we can go for full potency here, because we have the Zorga, right? We can bind it. Yes, it's important to like think on the long run, but this game won't be longer than this turn, the next turn, and yeah, maybe the next turn it's the last turn we have, so we will be able to play just by binding the Zorga we have, so going for the double Philander booster, it's really good here, I think, because the game won't reach into a point where we don't have orders to play. If you think the game can be long enough, then you have to keep the cow on board instead of the second Philander. But here I think, I don't know, I think those plays are correct. Like, I don't see anything weird. I think everything is making the most sense to me. No PGs. Definitely we wanted to stay at 2. Yeah, no kill, it's how we survive. Also here, if we don't hit a crit, they will just take the kill damage, right? So we are asking for kind of a bit of sackiness, right? We could also have attack with double RPD first, but if he just... I don't know. I didn't see clear we could kill him, right? Even with the kill. So yeah, I think that was the safe play. There will be time for more kills later. We have our big boosters. This course usually if you can play safe, that's better, right? Also, what if like we do this, take the extra damage, and then he heals or gets the OT defensively? Let's take the safe course, right? With the Zorga, the games tend to be a bit long. And you have to think like 1 or 2 or 3 turns ahead, like when you choose not to boost the third RPD so you can step over it and then move it to the other side, or here when you choose to sacrifice the cow. Oh, also we got another cow, so that's very nice. We will be able to choose anyway. Bastion has to think. There is no persona. This definitely will make a change for us if he cannot persona. No persona. Okay, then again, we want to defend from the Bastion attack because it's the one that has the crit. But here it's a bit different though, because we're at 2, like we want to go not for the swing that prevents the crit, we want to go for the move that makes the most sure we can survive next turn. And we can take this one. Okay. Okay, I know, yeah, I'm talking too much. I just went to prevent the crits again. Okay, so now we have to take the next one. And then we PG the last one, and that's fine. Yes, but doing this, we risk losing to the double crit. But I think there was not a way to not lose to the double crit, so that was perfectly fine on that situation. Yep. And if we had taken the last attack last turn, here we could survive. I think we could have been able to survive the Persona, right? Maybe. With the defensive. Yep. Okay, the Shadow Cloak is whatever. Maybe Miasma to finish the game. Is this a Miasma situation? It is a Miasma situation, okay. I love my deck. It is so shiny. Also, yeah, this playmat is the one we got at Worlds last year. I wanted to use the Zorga, but I could not find it. But it was in my other bag. Habitat with Miasma. Yes, we can bounce things. Okay. We can do the double PG bounce here because we have one PG in drop zone. Maybe I'm going for that. Yes, this is the one that cannot come back. Okay. Now I'm trying to pay a lot of attention to how I move the dragons around because some of you have pointed out that sometimes I might be like skipping some steps and it gets confusing. So I will try to do it the better organized way I can. How am I going to play next turn? Even if I think my idea is to like go full powered here and prepare a way to survive, and then I can just do a 4 attacks turn next turn. Even with no Alchemy Magic, I can still win the game in the event of him surviving here. Okay, but I think we won already. Okay, so we go for the third game. Technically, I have already won the best of 3, but it's okay. Let's move into round 3. He's going first again. Yeah, because he's losing. I think he won. I think the decks still technically want to go first, but Zorga and Leonor can be very good going second, right? I think Bastion is very well positioned in the meta. Like, he can really beat Drajult, the Uthberg. It's a very good deck, but I think it struggles a bit versus the green decks because those decks are very good, either going first, either going second, and they can be very, 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 very strong at rushing. And this is very spooky for Bastion, and right, maybe this list, as I said, was not the best. Like, here you can see double Spiracute Angels being used, and still that not being enough for him to survive. Holy shit, it's very PG. It's PG Holiday. Here I want to call it opposite to Philander because I have the cow, so I can step on the dragon with the cow. So I don't want to, I want to put it in front of something I can remove after, which is the PG. And we always swing in a way we can force the most cards from him, because even if he takes the Philander and it's a defensive, he still needs to waste 5k in order to the Rancor not to hit 100%. And if he doesn't guard, we can sack them, right? It's a choice they can make. I always choose to play safe and defend in a way I can avoid this kind of luck happening. But we don't always can afford that, right? So sometimes we have to take risks, and capitalizing on those risks is very important, I think. Like, you have to make people take the risk of getting hit by a crit or of not being able to guard. You have to make people make choices and take risks. That's how you win more. And you don't want to take the same risks yourself. Okay, he heals. I don't see Zorga in hand, but I see PGs. I see PGs. Yes. I have a bit of overbooking. I already have the cow, but I don't see the shadow. Is that a Zorga? No, I don't see the shadow in hand. We might want to use habitat just to find for it. Yes, I see the Zorga, but I don't see the mask. That's a problem. Yeah, there is Zorga, but there is no mask. And that's spooky, because if you use habitat to find the shadow, then that shadow is not finding you the mask. I feel like I want to step on the dragon and just use the habitat for the shadow cloak, I think. But yeah, if I do this, then there is this risk, right, of not being able to find the mask. But at the same way, you want to put the pressure because they just healed, so it's not like you can really be forgiving on cards. Oh, I do not step on it. That's curious. Well, but it makes sense, right? Because the RPD is already on reach, because it's a 10k. So it's technically not a bad thing to do, because it's the same, right? That the swing will still be landing. Yes, also if we use the cow this turn, next turn we might not be able to step on the RPD, and the RPD is stronger next turn because it will gain crit. So it definitely makes sense saving the cow for the turn 3 instead of using it turn 2, especially because the RPD is already landing the hit. Yeah, so I think this was correct. You just use the 10k column to green the attack against them, which is fine, and then next turn step on the RPD for free. Also, I can bounce the PG if I want to as well, but the problem is we don't have the mask. We are really screwed. And yes, this is also what I'm talking about not overcommitting cards. This Philander is a -1. I did not find the shadow, but we did not find the shadow anyway. Maybe that was a turn to not use the habitat at all. Yeah, I think that turn it was just like be forgiving with the third swing and just do 10-10 and be happy about it and keep the card in hand. I don't know. Of course, if we do that, there is the punishment of they having healed a lot this game and not attacking. I guess it's hard. I think maybe it would have been ideal, right, to have the third attack land, but in the end we couldn't, I guess. Usually I don't like taking that kind of risk. I think I prefer just making sure not waste cards. This was a -1 from no reason, because then we got the defensive and the Spire Cutie could not hit us anyway, and we lost one. Literally, we lost one card for then we got nothing. Right? And is that extra attack really going to make up for the heals? I don't think so. Maybe that was a turn to be a bit more conservative. Yeah, I think that I shouldn't have used the habitat. I didn't capitalize on the extra swing anyway, and we lost a card for nothing. We should have one more card in hand by now. Yay, the shadow. We get the second dragon. I think that's cool. We are preparing for our turn 4, or decent turn 4, because this is very, 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 very awkward. But we have PGs, right? I don't understand why I am so eager to call the marker in front of the cow. I don't know what happened that day. Maybe because it's Bastion and I thought like I want to be very punishing with their PGs. Yeah, I mean I think that could have been what I was thinking, right? Because he has a lot of 15Ks and 40 it's not like the best number. He has healed a lot, just swing into Vanguard. Don't be greedy, Wolf, don't be greedy. I'm thinking about not giving the damage, but if I don't give the damage, I'm already farming a lot of cards in their hand. So yeah, thank you. Thank you, Wolf. Thank you for not making your public sad. Okay, now he has to risk or crit, because even if he guards this, he will give the crit to the other side. We will give the crit to the other side. He cannot really dodge it. We heal, which is very, very strong. Okay, we have 2 Zorgas. That's very nice. And Banger, okay, nice. One thing I like about Zorga, it's like you have dragons. They are 25, 23, 28, 33. If you don't Persona turn 3, so what? They have to guard the dragons. They don't want to take 2 damage. They are really fucking awkward to guard. Sometimes you can not have the Persona, but you see them having the need for CV or they cannot play properly. So they will take 2 damage a lot of time, or even sometimes they will take 3 just to be able to play. So, okay, you can see that I literally bricked, but it's not so bad. We have the PGs in hand, and now we can win the cards because we have the Shadow Cloaks. If we didn't have the Shadow Cloak at this turn, it would have been a bit spooky, but I think we are fine. We healed. We want to play against the crits again. We don't care about 1 damage. We want not taking 2 crits. Also, well, OT, all this situation was fine. I can sense the tilt. I can sense the tilt. But it's okay, though. I don't know. Like, we were very fine now that I look at it. Like, I'm not completely sure. He has healed 3 times already as well, right? I'm not completely sure that this OT was what really broke the game, right? Because he has healed a lot and we had a lot of cards, right? Like, let's just consider we didn't break. He would have even less cards in hand. Yeah, I think he forgot to drive check, so he just drew the 3rd check and it was the same. Yeah, the 3rd check from the order. Right, okay, so if we had had our mask, have been able to ride up, like if he had not healed 3 times by now, he would probably have, I don't know, 4 cards less in hand. So can you really say the OT, it's what changes the game here, not the brick, not the 3 heals? I don't know, like it's easy to, I don't know, if a brick falls from the sky from a rooftop and hits you, is it because of the brick? Like I think it's easy to blame the brick, but if you change the brick into rubber, I don't know, it will still fall, right? What you have to check is if the foundation of the rooftop is properly built, like rather than the material. I don't know if that example makes sense. Like I think it's easy to see the OT happening here, blame it, but can we really blame it? I think we should like to see to everything that happened that game. If there were misplays, if we were unusually unlucky on other stuff, you know. But let's get back into the game. Sorry, hehe. Okay, mask into habitat. Let's see. Yeah, because we have 2 Zorgas here. We want to. But do we want to use the habitat. Yeah, I think what happened here is that my friend was a bit sad and I tried to finish the things a bit faster as well. Because I think I didn't even use my PGs, right? Yeah, so there is basically nothing I can find for in my drop zone. Okay. And now Persona right. Oh, I forgot to untap the poor Philander, so my poor thing. But here's the thing, when your friend is sad, you need to play faster to make him be less sad. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, so the marker here, it's doing nothing. It's literally doing nothing. The marker should be in front of the Philander. I think it's where it becomes stronger. But here, well, I don't know. He has the 2 PGs to guard. Maybe we can force 2 PGs faster. I think it's like, if you think they have a lot of PGs, the marker can go in front of the cow. If you don't know, you just can put them in front of the Philander and be happy. And then get the second eventually. It depends, like it's 75% to be sure, you just put it in front of the Philander. But if you are paying attention, sometimes the marker in front of the cow can be very punishing to them because it really truly forces the PGs so fast. Okay, double crit first, this way he has to waste the cards. He cannot like get heals, save cards. He doesn't have the OT, but you want to be doing this especially if they have the OT. Okay, we cannot kill because OT. Yeah, probably I should have used Malice. I think I wasn't thinking too much because my friend was a bit stressed, but here you just go Malice, I think. Yeah, because the mask really didn't do anything. I could have just bound the Zorga for the Malice and have one more attack. Yes, but it's fine, I mean, this game it's very won already. Like with Bastion, I think you just need to care about the crits on your guard patterns. Rush a lot. And I have also played a lot of games going first, and I think the deck is even better. And that's basically it. I think Bastion is very well positioned in the meta, but it's not really good at dealing with green decks in general. Because they are so fast at this moment. We basically do not care about this either. We don't care about anything. That OT was massive. But I think the only reason this OT got to be massive is because we bricked and also because they healed 3 times. Like, if he had healed less and we had seen our cards in time, I think this game would have been very short, just like the first one. So yeah, I cannot... The LT was massive, but we saw the heal. But yeah, we want to waste 50 cards just to pretend we didn't see the heal. We will just take it. We have the 3 PGs for the next turns. Like, there is nothing, there is no reason. Also, by going to 5 here, you can't deny them the heal from 4 to 3 again. So you literally want to take that 5th damage because we can guard the next turn either at 3 or at 4 or at 5. We don't care about that. And this way we can deny them 1 heal. I think this game is about to reach its ending point. Yes, I find this patch for the glare to be really funny. But I think it does the trick, right? I think it was a good idea to just put the image over the glarish card. Okay. This is coming to an end. Well, I hope you enjoyed having me with you tonight or today, talking to you, explaining you things. If you find the commentary interesting, let me know because I can do this more times. I did this because some people asked me and I would like to do the same again if you enjoy. I actually had a great time commentating the games. I could see my mistakes, like in game 1 there was the marker mispositioning, and on game 2 or 3, I don't know when it was, like the habitat turn 2, like you don't have to always play an northern turn 2. Like I was a bit greedy because I went second and I saw them healing, but in the end it wasn't that important to push that card at that point, and maybe keeping the card in hand was more important. Maybe in another situation I will do something different, but yeah, it's important to be critic at yourself. Also, the misplay wasn't really that hard, so it's okay, right? Literally, it's literally okay. We haven't won yet? Oh my god! Are we losing? Oh my god. Oof. Did he persona? I missed if he persona, but he looks really tilted. Oof. Oof. I have too much hand. And I have the 3 PGs. Oh, okay, he persona right now. Yes, let's empty the warrants. Let's maximize some triggers this turn because the luck is really appreciated. I don't think he really wants to draw here because he wants to keep the triggers in the deck. There is literally no next turn, so the shield is worthless. I think that there was some interesting parts in those games, like playing another turn 2 not being as important as people. I think people wants to play no matter what the order. I think that's also why some people think freeze is worse, because you have it and sometimes you cannot play it because you won't have soul next turns. But you don't have to play it always. You can rush through other means. And I like Zorga for that a lot because having the card doesn't equal using the card. Like I see a lot of decks like where you have the card and you just have to use it in order to play. But in Zorga it's not the case, and learning when to play the cards, not just use them because you have them, it's really important. And now triple PG, and that's basically it. No triple PG, we don't have triple PG, but this is no pass, right? And then double PG. Okay. Well, I think now is the last turn. Let's see how this ends. But oh my god, I have never seen such a long game that it was decided so early on. Whoa. Also, I'm sad because I had recorded really good games where Bastion got OTs and they did not matter. Like they did matter, but the deck was good enough to overcome that, and those games were so good. But sadly, I'm Dumbo and I I could not record them properly. Sad. Okay, so now we do this and replace the cow with the one we have in hand and do the bounce, just in case. But there is no more game ahead of us. Yes, and the second marker, it's really strong. This is so strong. It's 53. The other side, it's 63, I think. It's massive. So yeah, GG. Well, so that's basically it. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know in the comments if you want to have me with you more times here commentating the games, teaching you things if I can. And that's it. Oh, also I forgot to mention, someone told me about having a Discord server. I will be making the Discord server, it's just that I was sick these weeks and I had a lot of family issues and work issues. The Discord is definitely coming, if not this week, the next one. And again, hope you enjoy it. This week I will be uploading the guide for Bastion, which will be a breakthrough for Bastion. So if you want to play Bastion, I will also be showing you how the cards work and how you can play Bastion. And if you are just a Zorga player that wants to see how to beat Bastion, I will be talking precisely about that. So have a lot of fun and see you soon.